I call this meeting of the Alvin Independent School District to order. Let the record show that a quorum of board members is present, that this meeting has been duly called, and that notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551. And at this time, we will have Renee Rives, our Executive Director of Communications, introduce our greeters.
So everyone, we have some awesome students here with us today, and they are with the cadet troop 142112 from across Alvin ISD, and they are the Brownie troop 138118 from Hassey Elementary. So they are here today with us as greeters, and they're also going to help us with the pledge today. So we will move into that if y'all are good.
Fantastic. Yes, we'll start with a prayer by Trustee Selski, and as soon as he's done, we'll have the pledge. So if you'll please join us.
Good evening, everyone. Let us take a moment to reflect on the challenges we've recently faced and the strength of our community. Walt Disney Elementary, a place of learning, growth, and safety, was recently struck by a devastating tornado. Yet, in the midst of the destruction, we find hope in the resilience of our students, staff, and families who continue to show unwavering determination to rebuild and move forward. Let us pray for those in our community affected by this disaster, for their safety, their well-being, and their recovery. May we continue to draw upon the spirit of unity and collaboration as we come together to restore not just our buildings, but the sense of community that defines us. Grant us wisdom in our decisions and compassion in our actions. May we work together with strength and purpose to ensure that Alvin ISD continues to be a place of inspiration and opportunity for all. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now the Texas.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
And that was the Shadow Creek Orchestra here with us today to perform that for you, and they will be performing even more in just a few minutes. So thank you very much. That was amazing. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so board, we're going to move into school board recognition and appreciation. January, and we hope that it's not just January that we celebrate you and all that you do and all that you give. I don't know if the public knows, our community knows, school board positions are unpaid positions. It's a servant heart to step up and give of your time
and to serve our students and our staff and our community. So thank you for all that you do. And we do have a little something for you this evening that just to show a token appreciation for us. And so, are we gonna? Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I skipped over the superintendent report. Sorry. Well, no, they can go help and then we'll, sorry.
Yeah, there's only.
Sorry, President Peterson.
That's
I was excited about celebrating y'all, so.
Just 3 people.
Oh, this is nice.
I like that.
You like me in shower with it?
Sure, thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Yes, this is an appreciation for all that you do for us all the time. We truly appreciate the support and that we know that y'all are all about the kids and whatever is best for our students. So we appreciate all that you do. And our orchestra is helping us deliver your special
Appreciate it.
gifts.
Thank you.
Thank you for the lovely music.
Down here, Ms. McWhorter. The one that's out.
Yeah.
Right here. If you want to give it to Ms. McWhorter, then she can. Thank you. So we do have continuation in a minute after the superintendent report. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Louis, are you ready? Okay, for our superintendent report update, we have exciting things coming up in the district. We have our annual turtle race that will be happening on February the 8th, Saturday, and it will be this year at Meridiana Adventure Cove, and we're very excited. So if you haven't purchased your turtles yet, I did mine today, so just a reminder to get your turtles and purchase those. Sign up for the Family Fun Run. I know some of our campuses have teams that are signing up for the 5K. And then hopefully in the future, we're going to even expand that even further and have some 10K. And who knows, Ms. Marquez, we may end up having a full marathon out there for you to run. So sign up, buy your turtles today. We have Rodeo Art, our 2025 Alvin ISD Rodeo Art Open House, and that will be this Thursday, January the 16th at 4:30 to 7 p.m. at Liberty Hall at Freedom Field. So come out. That's always a fun time. We have a live band. There's barbecue. There's food trucks. And so our art teachers work really hard with our talented students, and the displays out there are amazing. They're just beyond belief. And then some of that artwork goes on to the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo as well. So we hope to see you out there on Thursday. As Trustee Selsky mentioned, after December 28th tornado devastated Walt Disney Elementary, our community came together. They really did, to support our teachers, our students, not just who lost everything, but those who were affected by that. Just not material things, but also the emotional side of it. We wanted to thank everyone who donated their time, supplies, or assistance. Students have began their second semester without missing a beat, and I'm going to give more of a detailed update in just a little while. But Toro and the Houston Cheerleaders and our very own Alvin ISD Board of Trustees and Central Admin were out there on Tuesday morning to welcome back our students. We had all the major news stations were there welcoming as well, and we're going to show a little video clip later about the relocation to the original Alvin Elementary campus that happened in just transformation within just in 8 days. So we'll talk a little more in depth after we celebrate you all. And then we have, of course, and I jumped the gun on this one because just excited to celebrate each and every one of you who give your service. So Leadership for Tomorrow's Texas is School Board Appreciation Month. Like I said, January is what we celebrate, but we celebrate you all year long. And I just kind of want to tie this into the Walt Disney thing. You all reached out and said, what do you need? What can we do? What can we do to support? And so just knowing our staff and our students and myself know that you're there for us all the way and walk hand in hand with us through this recovery process. And so thank you for all that you do. I'm going to let Ms. Rives take it from there.
would like to also extend their appreciation for all that you do. So we're going to start with the Education Foundation. Ms. Brandy Groth is the Executive Director of the Alvin ISD Education Foundation, and she would like to say a word on behalf of the foundation.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, board. As Renee and Superintendent Nelson mentioned, having a servant's heart goes beyond a boardroom. It is out in the community, asking questions and being there for our students, being there for our educators, and being there for our community. And I always say that community equals unity. So I want to thank y'all, each of you, for your time and commitment in this role. We really appreciate it. And on behalf of the Alvin ISD Education Foundation, we have a gift for each of you that I will be delivering shortly. So again, thank you all for your dedication. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Brandy, thanks very much to you for how quickly the foundation mobilized a few weeks ago. That was unbelievable how fast you guys moved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job. Good job. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I did. Thank you.
Listen, don't go tripping over that now. Thanks, sugar.
Thanks, Brandy.
That's nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
For all that you have done for us as well, and thank you to the board. We appreciate
Thank you.
it.
Thank you. And we also have some other sweets and treats for you after the board meeting to make sure you pick up.
Yes. Next, we have the Girl Scouts, and we have Rebecca Root is here. She's also an employee, but she's not acting as an employee at this point. She's with the Girl Scouts, and she would like to say a word to you.
Good evening. I do have the pleasure of being here tonight in my parental role. We, as a Girl Scout, it is filled with adventure and service to others, and we believe that that is probably a lot of what the school board experiences as well. And we wanted to share some of our adventures with you in the form of some adventurefuls. So if the girls will come bring their gifts, they're busy taking pictures of me. We are really appreciative of the school board and Alvin ISD and allowing us to work with girls, share information on the program that is the Girl Scouts and building strong women leaders for tomorrow.
Come on, strong women leaders.
And we will thank you in advance for all of your cookie purchases coming up here starting February 8th.
I was getting ready to ask. Yeah. Where is the order form?
Thank y'all for coming. Wonderful.
Thank y'all.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
You ladies, we greatly appreciate that. They did make a collage here for you with the thank you message. So thank you very much for doing that for our board. I know it is much appreciated.
We were serious. You guys got any order forms on you? For cookies?
Order forms.
Oh, cookie.
Not yet? February, oh, okay. All right.
February
Bring it
8th.
to the turtle. Bring it to the turtle race.
Come back to the meeting. No, I'm joking.
So, board, last but not least, we have the orchestra here, and they wanted to perform again for you because they brought you the gift of music. So they wanted you to enjoy that tonight. So we truly appreciate it. But I would like to, would you please stand and tell us a little bit about your orchestra, and then we'll go from there.
Hi, I'm Dr. Karen Holmes. I'm the director of orchestra at Shadow Creek, and we've got a growing program, and that's what we do. We just play music. So we've got a piece prepared for you. It's called Allegro Barbaro. It's originally written for piano by Bartok, but this has been arranged for string orchestra. So I'll let the children take it away.
All right.
Thank
Amazing, amazing. Is that all, Ms. Rice? Okay. Thank you, young men and ladies, for coming out this evening and sharing your talents with us. I think our board really did enjoy that. Thank you, thank you.
Yes, thank you. That was a lovely gift of music.
Y'all trying to figure out the exit plan? Feel free, we're good, we'll carry
Yeah, we
on.
can-
Yes, yes, we're good. Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Want to pause to let them leave?
Yeah, we can pause for a minute.
We're going to play some exit music for you, too.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right, we'll move on. All right, next up is the update on Walt Disney Elementary.
So yes, Board, I know that we've had some updates, but I want to go ahead and just explain kind of what happened for those people who are watching or who are in attendance. So on December 28th, probably it was about, 12:50-ish or so, got an alarm on my phone and everyone else is in the house to take cover that it was a tornado warning in the area. And so I live not right next to Walt Disney, but in the path of the direction, I guess, that it was coming, as does Trustee Peterson and some of the rest of us. And so, when that happens, you're just kind of like, wow, what's going on? And you don't think it could happen to you, right? And so looking outside, you could definitely tell the weather had gotten really severe really quickly. Shortly after 1, I can't remember exactly what time it was, I got a couple of texts that said our schools had been hit, Stevenson and Disney, Walt Disney. And so that was the day that my family was celebrating Christmas, was that Saturday. And so my oldest daughter and I jumped in the car and ran to Disney after it was safe outside. And once I arrived, Principal De La Garza, who's here this evening, was on site there and was walking around. And so we kind of joined forces and kind of walked around. We did not go to the very, very back of the school where there was some severe damage back there in the back. But just driving, so Stevenson was fine, drove past that, so went right to Disney. And yeah, it was bad. We were so fortunate and blessed that there were no students nor staff in that building. The tin from the roof, or not the tin, but I guess stuffed debris from the school had, and it could have been from people's barns out there as well, were blocking Mustang Road. And so the Alvin Volunteer Fire Department was out helping with traffic, and everyone, of course, came to the school. Because what are schools? They're your community, right? And so we had parents up there. We had parents with kids coming up. We had, it became a scene, I guess, that people, there were emotions because this was their school. And so fortunately, we had people in town that were able to deploy and come. We had a maintenance person that came to help turn off the water, power. We waited for the power company to come out. Child nutrition, I had one of my child nutrition employees come up. And she wanted to go in to make sure the cafeteria was okay because they didn't want to lose the food for the kids. I mean, who does that? And so then our captain of our police department came up. We're all in shorts, T-shirts. For myself, no makeup, hair. People are going, who are you? You don't look like the same person. It didn't matter. And so to see people come out, but immediately have to flip and say, okay, what are we going to do to get school started in a week? And so reaching out to my team, and the board knows this, the board is so supportive, but reaching out to my team and Mr. Gesh overseeing the operational piece, we immediately deployed a restoration, remediation, disaster recovery plan, and it just started right away, right? And so we had people on site. Once that started happening, I have to step back and get out of the way and let people do their job, because the last thing you can do is get in the way. And it wouldn't have happened if I would have said, wait, we can't do that. Wait. People knew what they were going to do. Ms. Dietrich and her team were on, it got out. I mean, it just happened. And so it was amazing what happened over the next week. Ms. Brandy Groth with the Education Foundation stepped up because immediately I started getting calls for people wanting to donate monetarily. And so Mr. Gesh reached out to her and said, hey, can we get something set up through the foundation, because it's easier to use the funds when they're donated to a 501c versus donate it to the district, then we have a lot of purchasing procurement rules that we have to follow through vendor. And we knew that they were going to need some money to help set up the new school with teachers' classrooms and things for students. And so donations poured in across the state, out of state. Former retired employees of ours donated. I mean, just so many people came together, and we never imagined the donations we would get. Of course, the news stations were so supportive, and they kept saying, they need supplies. And we're like, we're good on supplies now. Don't send any more supplies. We had retired teachers bringing us books from 1948. No, I'm just joking. We were very appreciative. People that keep their teaching things, if you've ever taught, those are near and dear to your heart. And to give those away is just, it means so much. I mean, I have things that from when I taught first grade, second grade, third grade, and I haven't given them up yet. And so, they're near and dear to your heart. So I could go on all evening about everything that's happened, but let me tell you a little bit. So we were able to flip what we all know as the old Alvin Elementary. I was a principal there at one time. Some of you may think of old Alvin Elementary as the building they just moved out of into the new Alvin Elementary. That's what we refer to as Old Alvin Primary, which was a pre-K 2 campus for a long time. And then the other campus was a 3-5, kind of the same setup as Stevenson and Disney. So the donation site became the Old Alvin Primary, and the Old Alvin Elementary became what they're calling Disney 2.0. And so Ms. De La Garza then was able to get with her staff. We were in constant communication. People were working night and day to make it happen. Belfour, the city of Belfour is the company that helped us. The city of Alvin was amazing, and you'll see that in a minute in the clip, the video. And so, but I can't say enough about our staff who came out and donated their time and helped, especially with the donation center. There were times we had to tell Brandy Groth, you have to go home, because she was about to pass out and she wouldn't leave. And then you'd get text at 3 a.m. in the morning and she's not sleeping. And so her mind was going, and we're like, you have to take care of yourself. And then once we got it going, I said, you got to start on turtles, because that's the next thing you need to be focused on, right? And so the staff and students, though, have been so appreciative. Kind of a little bit of a timeline. So, of course, it hit on that Saturday. Belfour came out and helped secure the site. We began cleaning the old Alvin Elementary and the old Alvin Primary for Donation Hub, but the Rosharon Road, where Walt Disney 2.0 is, immediately started painting and cleaning floors and doing really deep cleaning, and you'll see some of that in the video, so I'll let them explain a little bit of everything they had to do. We had an emergency board meeting, so when I sent a text to my board members, they all stepped up and came, and that was because we knew there were going to be expenses further of getting this new site set up. Typically, there's an emergency proclamation or resolution that the superintendent can spend up to a certain amount on the building that was damaged. But we needed to then start spending dollars and bringing in vendors and getting things, ordering things for the new site to have it up and going for the students. Let's see, on January the 4th through the 6th, our teachers and staff were able to get into Rosharon Road. I will say that during this time, the foundation gave them gift cards to buy stuff. Region 4 helped with teachers who lost everything. They gave them up to $2,000 Amazon wish list to buy things for their classrooms. We have other grants that are coming in that teachers are directly getting to spend. And so we also have, I don't want to call it a committee, but we have a group of people with Ms. Groth on it, Ms. Peltier, Dr. Valdez, Mr. Gesh. There's a group coming together with Principal De La Garza, who's getting lists from her teachers, because they've got to live in it now and figure out, okay, what is it? Wait, we're missing that, or we need this, or they couldn't think of they just had to get school up and going. So now they're coming up with lists of things that they're like, oh, we had this, but we need this. So then that group's going to get together so that they can continue to spend those dollars. So the dollars that were donated, which was over $140,000, we never imagined, will be spent for Walt Disney Elementary School, teacher and students, staff there. So it all doesn't have to be spent by the end of the school year, because they're going to continue to live in that building. So the next question comes up, and so then we get our students and staff, and we get them in the building, and school is going great. The next day I show up, and Miss De La Garza's like, we're good. They needed time to just now figure out their stuff, right? They didn't need us all hovering over them. And so she's a phone call away. I know Ms. Peltier's been dropping in. Some other people have been popping by, but she knows that we're here for her to support her through that. But so people are like, okay, what about insurance? Well, if anyone's ever had a claim on insurance, it doesn't happen fast. And especially with a school district or commercial building, and I see my facilities people smiling because they know. So we are having a weekly call with insurance. They have to assess the value of that building. It is 50 years old. Just like a vehicle, if you get in a car accident, you don't get full replacement. And Trustee Johnson knows, he's in the insurance business, how that works. Didn't mean to put you on the spot. So once we get all of that information, we're going to give weekly updates to our board on how that's going and the process of that. But whatever we do get will be put back in, either through demolition if they deem it. They still have not said it's a total loss, and so we're waiting for that. But if they deem it needs to be demolished or torn down, those dollars will help do that. Those dollars will help pay the remediation company that helped us get it up and going. And then design phase. This happened, like we were in the process of talking about our timeline for the bond projects that were approved by the voters. And so this probably, most likely, will speed up the process for a new combination school for Disney and Stevenson. But I can't say, yes, it's going to be built there, because we still have to go through all the geological testing of the soil and things of that nature. There's a lot of things that go in before you start constructing a school. So there's processes that are in place. But know that we will be as transparent, as open, and share everything we can as we get more information. But right now, we're on hold. We're planning behind the scenes, but we have to see what is it that we're even going to get from insurance. And so there's underwriters, there's all kinds of people that get involved when there's a claim. And we have a deductible, which could be anywhere between $700,000 to $1 million deductible on that building. And so those dollars also we have to pay. So it's just a process, and as quickly as people want it to happen, we want to make sure it's done right. And I can tell you with bond dollars, if we are fiscally responsible, we want to be on time and under budget, and from the past bond, we were able to save $15 million to apply toward this bond. So we're not going to spend the money just to spend it. And we don't build Taj Mahals, or we build buildings that are for kids, for staff, that are fiscally responsible to the public. And so that is our plan. And I don't know if there's anyone, Principal De La Garza, I don't mean to put you on the spot, anything you wanted to add or say, or? Thank you. So the rebuild in the bond is for it to become a pre-K 5 campus. Right now, Walt Disney's a 3, 4th, and 5th grade, and Stevenson is a pre-K 2. And so now that we have all-day pre-K, we are going to have additional space, square footage, at the new school. So the school will be built for pre-K through 5. And so as soon as we get plans for that, we'll share that with our board and then share that with the public. But that is all in the process. One other thing I wanted to point out is somebody said, well, Disney, the Disney Corporation, ABC, gave y'all $50,000 to Disney. It's not $50,000 in cash. It is Donors Choose. So it's $50,000 where the teachers will have an account that they set up on Donors Choose, which they go in and order things from this website, and Disney covers the cost. So it's not cash that was donated to the foundation for Walt Disney. It was the Disney Corporation that's going to do Donors Choose. And then they did $25,000 in books that the librarian and a group of teachers can order books from a certain company. I think it's called First Books. And so those will be vetted and ordered just like we would any library book. So.
And Superintendent Nelson, maybe update them on the adjustments we had to make for transportation.
Oh, yes.
For the kids.
So that was one of the key pieces is we had to then add new routes. So transportation was working as well to add routes because we had a lot of walkers and bikers at Walt Disney Elementary because it's like a neighborhood school. Well, so now we provide bus service for all of those students. And so that took a while to have to get those routes worked out with parents. And that was probably the most, not challenging, but just trying to make sure that kids got on the right bus, and they all have an RFID, which is a badge that they scan when they get on and off so that parents know and we know where they are on the buses. So I don't know, Ms. De La Garza, is that all worked out with buses, or it's all worked out? Good. Anything else? Any questions from the board about the update on Disney, Walt Disney? Okay, and we have a little video. Want to show that at this time.
Well, our first thing was doing damage control on the original Disney over on Mustang Road. We had to secure that property first and foremost.
Just shocking about the amount of damage that nature can do. Very, very thankful that the building was hit when nobody was in the building.
But we quickly realized that we had to put a plan in action to get the students and staff of Walt Disney in a different building. We had to accomplish a summer's worth of work in 8 days. It was a collective effort, and we could not have done it without the relationships that we built over time with contractors, other departments, the academic side of Alvin ISD.
Shout out to the city of Alvin and Unruh Rowland and our inspectors and our engineers, Brett Cole, the people in the fire marshal's office, the health inspectors. Just they have a job to do, and they did their job, and they looked out for their responsibilities, but did it in a way to be a partner with the school district because of community.
8 days is not a lot of time to do anything, and hiring a company that was able to come out and provide restorative services, we were under the impression that it was going to be mostly Walt Disney on Mustang Road, not realizing that the scope could expand to the building that the kids were going into.
And if it wouldn't have been for Balfour that helped us with the recovery system of this, we would probably be another week.
We got the building up and running, cleaned, painted, minor construction things completed. We were able to put in a brand new drop-off and pickup line, dividing and conquering and picking our battles and choosing our jobs that we had to do, completing those jobs efficiently, quickly, and thoroughly without stepping on each other's toes.
There was just a lot of hands in there, but everybody was able to kind of work around each other. I don't think we got in anybody's way. We didn't really have anybody in our way too much.
It was a beehive activity, multiple trades going over each other. At any given time, 60 to 100 folks in and out of the building.
We had roofers there, we had concrete workers, we had fencing people, we had playground specialists, and that's just outside. We had to get the kitchen ready to start cooking, so that was a beast in itself. We had to make sure everything was up to code, we had to make sure everything was cleaned properly, all the equipment worked, and we were able to get everything up and running in time.
This being an older campus, so some of the infrastructure that we need to make our technology run was a challenge. We had 50 access points to install. We had the security cameras that we needed to check and replace those that weren't working. Many of the student laptops were damaged. Some of the teacher laptops that were on campus were damaged. So making sure we had new devices to give to those students and teachers. We had the phones that we needed to make sure were working, the emergency system, the PA. It was just challenging to get it done in such a short period of time, but I can't say enough about the operations crew in general.
We had to replace the entire access control system. We had to replace the fire alarm communication as well as some devices, and then we had to rekey the exterior of the building and a number of the doors interior, and then cut all new keys for the teachers. I've got a great team, and I've got guys that are willing to just jump in and tackle it, and they did. They came in, they got it done, and no complaints. Everybody was happy to be there.
Had Mickey Dietrich moving things from Mustang Road over to Disney 2.0 or old Alvin Elementary. We had the restoration company cleaning and painting and doing all that. It was very well organized.
We worked really hard together pulling this off. There was a lot of classrooms that we had to go and redo, and that was our first focus, is to get all of those taken care of. You're looking in the library that is an amazing transformation, because it was one of the very spots where it hit, and it hit hard.
It was basically adapt and overcome. You know, we had to make adjustments each and every day, each and every step of the way. And we had such a huge volunteer group come together, and people were there out of the goodness of their heart. And they knew this is a learning opportunity for all of us. But I never thought in a million years that we would be moving into a new building, and it just looked brand new, from paint to anything you can imagine, new bookshelves. It was just incredible. And on Monday, there is no way that these students are going to come in here tomorrow and this be completely looked over. And I was wrong, and I'm so glad I was wrong, but it was a miracle that this happened.
With the restoration crew and our district crews and everything that was going on, I quickly realized the best thing I could do is stay out of that building and let the experts do their job, because they were a well-oiled machine. They thought of everything to get this school as ready as possible. And I think it exceeded everyone's expectations when they went in and saw the finished product on Tuesday morning.
We really don't know how long we're going to have kids there. It's a temporary location. We'll do a replacement elementary. It is in the bond, but going through those processes and trying to get those timelines together. So
Disney 2.0 was meant to be. Mother Nature just made it happen a little bit faster than we wanted, but it came together even better than we thought it would.
It's just a group effort of everyone just understanding that this is the ultimate goal. This is what we have to get done, and we did it. I'm really proud of everybody.
They did an amazing feat in a very short amount of time. It's an amazing group effort, and proud to be a part of Alvin ISD.
I just think that we find out how strong we are. And again, when everybody puts their minds together and their energy together, and we have the same goal in mind, we can make it happen.
You know, we all had the same goal in mind, to get kids back into school. You know, at first I kind of doubted it, but as I started seeing all the progress that was being made, I thought, okay, we're going to do this. It'll be okay. We did. It turned out great.
I just feel blessed every day to be part of our school district, blessed to work with the people that I get to work with every day that are going to do what they do to take care of kids.
So thank you all. Let me ask, any of our operational people are here? I see some of you, if you'll stand up, because I'm telling you, y'all worked really. Go, stand up. Nikki, technology, Matt, all of you back there, all of you that help. It's amazing. I don't know, it just happened. It's magical, right? And then, you know, one of the other things, sitting here thinking, I remember Mr. Gesh saying, okay, Dr. Martinez, I need you to go help down, you know, kind of help organize the donation center. Ms. Peltier, I need you working with the staff and getting that, you know, working on their needs. And so they kind of divided and conquered, and then they came back together at the donation center. So it was just amazing, all that everyone did. So thank you to everyone out here, and thank you to our board for your support. And several of you came out and helped as well. So thank you. And I had people call and say, oh, do I need to come back? Because that was during our winter break. And so we had a lot of people out of town, and they called and I'm like, no, you need to be with your family. We got this covered. So just putting our priorities together and making sure that we were ready, and we were. So thank you. Thank you, Mr. Guest, for your leadership through that as well. So
Very good. Thank you, Superintendent Nelson, for the update. You're right. It's truly impressive to see what was accomplished in 8 days with teamwork and dedication. So thank you all. All right. At this time, we'll move into commendations. And we have Trustee Johnson. And okay.
And Trustee Johnson. Trustee. Thank you, Girl Scouts, for coming.
Thank you.
So, board, with all of that said, that was an amazing thing that happened. And the whole reason why all that took place was for our kids. And so tonight we get to honor a few of our kids as well. And we're going to start with the Congressional App Challenge students. So each year, members of the U.S. House of Representatives host district-wide congressional app challenges for middle school and high school students, encouraging them to learn to code and inspire them to pursue careers in computer science. Representative Al Green has named Shadow Creek High School's Tanya Mahesh as a winner of the 2024 Congressional App Challenge in the 9th Congressional District of Texas. In addition, Manville Junior High's Adele Sese also received special congressional recognition. The challenge is intended to highlight the value of computer science and science, technology, engineering, and math education. The Congressional App Challenge is the most prestigious prize in student computer science. So congratulations to these amazing students. If you'll come up, we have Tanya Mahesh with Shadow Creek High School and Adele Cisse with Manville Junior High. Okay, and let me finish telling them about you though, because there's a few more things about you I want them to know. It was also announced by Exemplar that Adele was one of 106 students whose outstanding performance in the National STEM Challenge has earned them a title of National STEM Champions.
Wow.
So, wow, that's awesome. Present his project Gamma to top government and corporate leaders, as well as receive recognition at the National STEM Festival in Washington, D.C. in March of 2025. Would you like to say, you said you wanted to say something? Yes.
First, I would just like to thank everyone for coming and the board for allowing me to come speak and be recognized for all of the awards that I've gotten. I am a 7th grade student in the STEM Academy at Manville Junior High, and I believe it's an amazing program with extremely advanced curriculums. However, if I would like to make one suggestion to the board, it would be that science and engineering research could be more incorporated into the curriculum in order to make the students have a higher benefit than the normal curriculum. For example, I understand that in 6th grade, science and engineering research is required. However, I would like to suggest that 6th grade and up would be required to do science and engineering research and encouraged to participate in the science and engineering fair of Houston, which is the regional science fair. In fact, I actually spoke with the district earlier in 2024 about incorporating science and engineering fair of Houston into the curriculum. I was able to get the support of Dr. Smith and her amazing team, but unfortunately, we were not able to get any students, even with the help of my nonprofit, SparkData.org, to participate. So with that, I would like to ask the board if we could perhaps incorporate more science and engineering research and participation in science and engineering fair of Houston into the curriculum of the STEM Academy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Very well said. Well said.
Most likely one of the top 3 Harvard
I'm guessing MIT.
Yes. Well, congratulations. We are very proud of you. And thank you for that suggestion. We appreciate it. Thank you. And now we're going to move into staff commendations. And board, the 2024 Wilhelmina C. Robertson Teaching Excellence Award is what we're going to discuss today. Fairview Junior High 6th grade teacher Sydney Burnsweig recently received the 2024 Robertson Teaching Excellence Award. In recognition of the fine educators of Houston, the Houston Museum of Natural Science offers this award to one K to 5th grade science or math teacher and one 6th to 12th grade science or math teacher who demonstrates significant ability and dedication to teaching in either discipline in the Houston area. So, she was presented her award at the Excellence in Science Luncheon in October. So, Sydney, would you please come up? And let's congratulate.
Congratulations. Awesome.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Rives. All right, we will now move into open forum, and we did not have anybody sign up to speak. So we'll move into request to consider approval of consent agenda items A through E. Sorry. All right, do we have a motion to approve consent agenda items A through E?
So moved.
All right, first by trustee Selsky, second by trustee Sweeney. Any comments or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. All right, and next agenda item is request to consider approval of revising TSPA contracted services agreement.
So Board, to enhance campus safety and support at the Alvin ISD Police Department is requesting board approval for the Texas State Protection Agency to provide services that include the deployment of weapons detection systems for random screenings on campuses while students are present. TSPA will utilize both armed and unarmed personnel for these operations. Additionally, we request approval to allow TSPA to provide uniformed armed personnel to supplement our police department staffing needs on campuses as required.
All right, is there a motion that the board approve the amendments to the contracted services agreement as presented?
So
Move.
All right, so moved by trustee Sweeney, second by trustee Johnson. Any comments, discussion? All right, hearing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Next is request to consider approval of reallocation of remaining funds from the 2022-2025 School Safety Standards Formula Grant.
So Board, this would be specifically, the reallocation would enhance physical security infrastructure in compliance with the Texas Education Agency standards. The remaining funds from the School Safety Standards Formula Grant will be reallocated to support the following: security fencing perimeter control at Shadow Creek High School, and the purpose is to improve the perimeter security to limit unauthorized access and provide a safe environment. And the cost would be $37,636, and these would be grant funds to be applied.
All right, do we have a motion to approve the reallocation of remaining funds from the 2022-2025 School Safety Standards Formula Grant to the specified safety and security projects?
So moved.
All right, so moved by trustee Selsky, second by trustee Scott. Any comments, questions? Hearing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Next is request to consider approval of low attendance days waiver.
The Board, the low attendance day waiver allows the district or campus to request a waiver for any instructional day with attendance at least 10 percentage points below last year's average daily attendance due to inclement weather, health, safety-related issues, etc., be excused from ADA calculations for the current school year.
All right, is there a motion that the board approve the low attendance days waiver as presented? So moved by trustee Scott, second by trustee Humbird. Any comments, discussion, questions? Hearing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Next up is request to consider approval of the 2025-2026 Alvin ISD academic calendar.
So Board, the District Education Improvement Committee, what we refer to as our DEIC, which comprised of teachers, parents, and community members, collaborated over several meetings to create the recommended 2025-26 Alvin ISD academic calendar. The committee members went through the process of collecting data and input from parents, district staff, and community members, and then reviewing the information at their November meeting. Parents, district staff, and high school students also had an opportunity in November to submit a survey with questions about the draft calendar. The committee used all of the information gathered to create the recommended calendar for board approval. It includes 172 student instructional days, 77,000 instructional minutes, and 187 teacher work days.
Do we have a motion that the Board of Trustees approve the 2025-2026 Alvin ISD school calendar as presented?
So move.
So moved by trustee Johnson, second by trustee Scott. Questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Next is request to consider approval of employment of personnel.
So board attached is recommendation for a contract for board approval, and these are for openings.
All right, do we have a motion that board approval be granted for requested personnel items as presented? So moved by trustee Humbird, second by trustee Johnson. Any comments, questions? Hearing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Next is request to consider approval of Director of Safety and Security.
The board, with the retirement of Director Fontenot, left an opening for Director of Safety and Security, and the job was posted, and Ms. Ruiz has been filling in, and she's done an amazing job. And so the committee's recommendation is that we name Ms. Devon Ruiz as our Director of Safety and Security. She's currently serving Alvin ISD in her first year as Assistant Director of Admin and Student Services. She previously served 5 years as the Coordinator of Student Services at ADAPT, 7 years as an Assistant Principal at Manville High School, and 11 years as a teacher within Alvin ISD. In addition to her time in Alvin ISD, Devon has served Alvin Community College as an adjunct professor of government for 13 years. She has 26 years of experience, 23 of those serving here in Alvin ISD. She received her Bachelor's of Arts degree in psychology from Texas A&M University, her Master's of Education in Educational Leadership from Lamar University, and her Juris Doctorate degree from the South Texas College of Law. So recommendation for Director of Safety and Security is Ms. Devon Ruiz for consideration.
All right, do we have a motion that the board approval be granted for administrative appointment as presented?
So move.
So moved by trustee Sweeney, second by trustee Scott. Any comments, questions? Hearing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Congratulations.
Ms. Ruiz, if you want to stand. I think everyone knows her, but go ahead and stand up. Thank you. And did you bring a guest? Milan. Manville High School graduate. Awesome. Congratulations.
All right, at this time, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
By trustee Humbird, second by trustee Johnson. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Meeting's adjourned.